Yeah, sure will.
You got to get a place in Bristol. Hang out here all the time. This is excellent. All right, when we come back, this will be interesting as well. Deontay Wilder, 6'7", Olympic medalist, only 23 years old. What can he bring to the ring? We're back live in Tucson here on Friday Night Fights. Live action. Joe and Teddy will have the call when we return.
The Tecate Friday Night Fight Studio is brought to you by Tecate, the Mexican cerveza con carácter.
That's the Pima Air and Space Museum. 80 acres here in Tucson. They have 300 aircraft on display. And we understand yesterday they also had Teddy Atlas and Saul Avalar on display because that's where they filmed The Fight Plan. Joe and Teddy with you ringside here in Arizona. We heard what the studio had to say about another walk-in-the-park win for Vladimir Klitschko in his title defense against Ruslan Shagayev. What did you take away from that fight, Teddy?
Just the same stuff that there's not many heavyweights. The landscape is very forgiving. It's very open to anybody who has some talent, some heart, some guts, some experience. And, of course, Klitschko has those things. Klitschko does a good job. First of all, he was in there with a southpaw, so the right hand, which is the best weapon, most powerful weapon of Klitschko, figured to work against the lefty. It did. It eventually found Shagayev. But what he does well, Klitschko, what is really his forte, is he controls range pretty good. And, again, to speak honestly, he has the right guys in front of him. He controls distance real well, and he sets up the right hand. He makes you pay for real estate. Then when he keeps you at a certain real estate, at a certain geography, he catches you right down the pipe with a nice straight right hand. But you get close to him, he'll grab you like you're a date.
Let me bring up a name, a potential opponent, the 2004 Olympic gold medalist, Alexander Povetkin. Tomorrow, you are not going home to New York. You're getting on a plane here in Arizona, and then you're eventually going to touch down in Russia. You are going to work with Povetkin come this week. First of all, what's the deal with you and Povetkin? Where is that headed? What are you doing with him? And secondly, what's Povetkin's future with regards to Vladimir Klitschko?
Well, first of all, the first part of your question is Povetkin's people had contacted me a few weeks back and asked me about the possibility of me going out to Moscow to work with him, to train him for about a 2-week trial period, an evaluation period, to see how we would work together, to see whether or not I thought he was coachable, whether or not he could pick up certain things where I think he needs to, as far as developing a little bit his boxing IQ, so to speak. And I've agreed to go out there. As you said, Joe, I'm going to go out there tomorrow. I'm going to take that long flight, going to spend probably around 10 days in training every day, evaluating what he has to do to get better and working on those things.
So Alexander Povetkin will be under the tutelage this week of Teddy Atlas. And speaking of heavyweights, well, here's a man who one day wants to have the heavyweight title. He's the Olympic bronze medalist, Deontay Wilder. He's going to try to move forward in his career as he takes on Kelsey Arnold. Kelsey Arnold is 6'3", 232 pounds. When not fighting, he's a landscaper in Tennessee, and he's hoping not to be down on the ground here against Wilder. He's 1-2-2. And there is 6'7", Deontay Wilder, 215.5 pounds, the lone medalist from Team USA at last year's Olympic Games. He's from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and he's 5-0 with 5 knockouts. And the last time he was on Friday Night Fights was April 24th, and he KO'd Joseph Raybot. Late start to boxing. Now it's his deepest passion. He's committed to improving every day.
Most things we've been working on, movement, speed, footwork, speed, and important things, the jab. I think personally you can never work too much on the jab, establishing the jab. Even if it look good, you always want it to look. It can always look better.
So that is the Olympic heavyweight bronze medalist, the only medalist from that Team USA team. And disappointed. Lost in the semifinals to the world champion Clemente Russo. Didn't start boxing until 2005. Only a couple years of amateur experience. Then he pulled off 2 major upsets to get himself to Team USA. Scheduled for 4 at this stage of the career. And Wes Melton's the referee.
Check these trunks. These here are a little high. These trunks here are good. Okay, I want you to have a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times and obey my commands. Let's touch him up.
I have a funny feeling that the trunk placement is not going to come into play here. I think the right hand placement of Wilder's right hand on the chin of Arnold, who has not won a fight in his last 3 and who has been knocked out in his career, that's going to tell a little bit more. Wilder 5-0, 5 knockouts. Yes, he has power, and it's all in the right hand. But yes, they have given him opponents who stand there and just wait to get hit so far in his career.
There's a right hand early on from Wilder that landed. Deontay, as you can see, Arnold just putting his head down and making for a very easy target for Wilder.
So most of Arnold's fights have been in Tennessee. Very little amateur background for Arnold, mostly tough man contests, and I don't think he's going to last long here. It's just a matter of when that right hand of Wilder finally lands. Wilder has a lot to learn, a lot of development. It's not going to show now with these kind of opponents, but if he's going to step up and make a real name for himself in this business, he's going to have to develop. He's got a good guy in Mark Greenland as his teacher, as his trainer, one of the greatest amateurs of all time, and a former world champion. There goes that punch we were waiting for.
That's not the look of a guy that's getting up anytime soon.
8, 9, 10.
Going to see a lot of that out of Deontay Wilder at this stage of the career. His 5th straight first-round knockout.
Well, the thing that I want to talk about are those trunks. Those look like very nice trunks on Wilder.
Fittingly bronze for the bronze medalist, right?
Yeah, and you know what? They came from a contest. Everlast, of course, the great boxing equipment company, had a contest. It was called Deck Out Deontay. Whoever came up with the best design of trunks would win the contest. And Jason and Winter Watson designed those trunks.
I like them.
And Everlast flew them out here. They're sitting somewhere at ringside. And they got to meet Deontay before the fight. They had a meet and greet. And congratulations to Deontay. And also congratulations to Jason and Winter Watson for designing those pretty flashy trunks there.
The bronze bomber, so to say. The bronze medalist with much too easy of an evening here. Let's look at the end of this fight here against Kelsey Arnold.
Well, we said the right hand would come and the right hand came, and Arnold helped him out. Take another look. Arnold leans on his right side. You do not lean on the right side if you don't want to get hit with right hands. He leans on the right side. That is in the alleyway of a right hand, and behind the ear, the right hand gets delivered, and Arnold tumbles forward, as 5 fighters before Arnold have done in the young career of Wilder. Look, I've said it before. This doesn't prove anything. It proves that he's got a good right hand, and it proves that his management are being very careful with who they put him in with. He's tall. You know, he's a guy that won a bronze medal in the last Olympics. Of course, that was not one of our more aspiring teams. It was a worst performing team that we've ever had. But he did win a bronze medal. But he needs to develop. And I don't know that these kind of opponents are going to help him develop. One thing I'll give Wilder over the other amateurs coming out of the Olympic program, most of them have had more development, more experience. Wilder hasn't, and you can see it. He's still raw. So he needs a little bit more time. But he's going to have to fight a little bit better than this.
Send it up to Mike Vail.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout ends at 1 minute and 13 seconds of round number 1. Referee Wes Melton stops this bout for your winner by knockout, Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder.
And by the way, Joe, we didn't get time to say this, but Arnold took this fight on quick notice. And
he also left it on quick notice.
He sure did.
Wilder's 6-0 with 6 knockouts. We are sure to see him again. We could pretty much see him every week if that's the kind of competition he's going to face. 6-0 now.